Hello everybody, and welcome to the 100 Meditation Tips. Thank you for tuning in. In this session, we're looking at going on silent retreat. I hope you enjoy the tip. Okay, so previously in this 100 Meditation Tips series, I recorded a video about going on retreat, which you can access in the details below, which is a general introduction to going on retreat. In this particular tip, I wanted to talk in more detail about going on a silent retreat, and also how to approach a retreat to try and get the most out of it. So, going on a silent retreat is a very helpful way to increase our concentration, to increase our focus. You know, in the Buddhist scriptures it talks about 3 different types of retreat: physical retreat, verbal retreat, and mental retreat. With respect to verbal retreat, whenever we're on a meditation retreat, we try to limit the amount in which we say, in which we talk to others, and if the retreat isn't silent, we try to keep our conversation focused on the content of the retreat, as opposed to what was on TV last night or the football, something like that. But if we choose to take a silent retreat, then we're intending to completely stop talking for a set period of time, maybe a day, maybe a week, maybe a month, a year, however long we choose to make that decision. So it's popular, some of the retreats now that are quite popular to do silent retreats, 10-day silent retreat. And so when we're approaching a retreat, whether it's a day, a week, year, a silence, then we need to gradually, it's a bit like we need to start to prepare for it some weeks before. So we start to observe what is coming out of our mouth. Instead of just allowing ourselves to talk about anything that pops into our head, we are mindful of our speech. And the days that lead into it, we kind of ease our way into the retreat. So it's not just like a spike. We're talking, and then suddenly we are silent. Then we're silent, and then at the end of the retreat, we suddenly start doing it, and we kind of ease our way into it. So we start to be more and more mindful of what we're saying. And when we go into the retreat, it's not like an abrupt, shocking experience where suddenly we can't talk. It's like we've eased our way into it. Going on silent retreat can be really helpful, and you can actually do it in your own house. You know, you can take a morning off, for example, and just be completely silent. Turn off your phone, make the intention that you're not going to talk to anybody during that half day, even. It can be very helpful because we expend a lot of energy when we talk. So if we don't talk, then we're preserving that energy. So we have more concentration and more power and more ability to focus on our chosen object of meditation. When we are on silent retreat, often silent retreats are in a group, so this can be challenging. It's quite interesting in the silent retreat because you actually build up a bond, quite a strong bond with your fellow retreaters, sometimes even stronger than if you were talking to them. Because, of course, there's all sorts of non-verbal communication. When you're really doing silent retreat, you try not to even make any physical gestures towards anybody and try to completely shut down for that period of time. When you're on retreat as well, it's good to, just some tips for when you're actually on retreat, it's good to try to get involved in something physical. So you're not always in your head meditating, you actually try and get involved in some physical activity, whether it's clearing up after lunch, preparing lunch, just doing some sweeping, doing some physical activity, so you're grounding yourself each day with something. That's helpful. It's also good to try to not look at faults. Not easy. Not look at faults in your fellow retreaters, and instead look at their good qualities and look up to them. So we assume an aspect of humility, try and train humility. So we see ourselves as, we ground ourselves, and we try and look up to others. When we do the retreat, we're not doing it as a sort of, yes, I've done that, that's ticked off the bucket list, I've done the silent retreat. Now I can tell everybody that I've done a silent retreat. We're actually doing it for quiet self-development. So it may mean that we don't tell anybody. We may choose to, but it's good to keep these things internal, because then we build up the power of our practice. And if you get any amazing experiences on retreat, which hopefully you will do, of course, if you have close friends, teachers, share with those, but don't share too much your experiences, because you want to build on them. As I was saying in previous tips about sharing our experience, we want to be cautious with who we talk to about our meditative experiences. Ease your way into a silent retreat, and ease your way out of it. So when you come out of retreat, you have gentle conversations with a close friend, someone that you can trust, and gradually start talking like that. Do recommend taking a silent retreat from time to time. You can do retreats where you talk, but a silent retreat, you really have the opportunity to spend that period of time focusing single-pointedly on your practice. And you find you actually have quite a lot more time. A lot of our time is spent talking to people, seeking other people out, to talk to them, to exchange it. But here, we're just focusing. It's not selfish, just taking the time to focus. So then in the future, our conversations will be more productive, more positive. And one of the interesting things is when we don't talk as much, we preserve our speech. So then when we do start talking, our speech has more power, which can be helpful if you're teaching. Your speech has special energy about it. Okay, so thank you very much for listening to this meditation tip, and I hope to see you